I thought Soundout was dead, so I didn't say anything. But welcome to another episode of It's Always Sunny in Michaeldelphia. With us today is Soundout.
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah, it's always with you, because we killed everybody else.
It's true. This is our post-apocalypse podcast where literally everyone else is dead.
Yeah, and we're basically the plot of Team Pop Epic, except we hate each other. We're like roommates instead of lovers.
This is true.
Yeah. Or we're like Venom. We could be like Venom, except I think the symbiote loves Eddie too much.
Yeah, I don't like it that much.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's strictly professional.
It's like the one time we talk in a week is like.
Yeah, then we just fuck off.
Yeah, we just don't talk to each other the rest of the week.
That's why we can stand to talk to each other, though. It's because we don't talk to each other a lot.
You see, our dear audience of half a person, this is how we get this podcast made every week. It's because we don't talk to each other until now, and so it just kind of comes together.
Yeah, it's like the A-Team when they have a plan.
If we didn't kill the A-Team, then maybe they would have a plan.
Exactly. So a lot of shit has happened in the universe. Specifically, NASA saying, you know what? We're going to make that kaiju guy, Godzilla constellation, which blew my fucking mind. I thought it was a joke.
I mean, hey, Kamen Rider has like a nebula named after it, so.
I guess this is true. I just didn't expect it. It just came out of nowhere. There was like no build up.
What I'm saying is Kamen Rider's a bigger deal than Godzilla, clearly.
Obviously. Even though, Goji's older than it.
And actually has a fan base in the West.
Yeah, this is true. As Shirakura pointed out on Twitter, there isn't much of a fan base for Kamen Rider because all the adaptations have sucked.
We had 2 failed adaptations and no success in bringing over Amazon's or Kamen Rider the First to a mass market, so I don't think Rider has a footing in the West as much as people claimed it should.
It's because the West doesn't like bikers. That was all a 50s thing, baby. Or a 40s thing. 30s? No.
I actually think it's because when you take away the toy element, you get left with a show that's sometimes hard to watch.
What are you talking about? They're all masterpieces, especially Kabuto. Masterpiece.
I feel like we're just talking about what was talked about in Los Angeles.
Oh, wait, we're not supposed to talk about that shit. Damn it!
Oh, yeah, we're still in Rider jail.
Yeah, we're still in Rider jail. Shit, the warden's gonna come and get us and shank us. I mean, what I meant to say was, I don't like that shelled soldier Cobman.
Hey, what do you think of SSSS.Gridman?
It still sucks.
Yeah, 3 episodes in, and I'm really gonna go back to the Toku now.
I mean, why watch the anime at that point? At least the Toku had something.
Yeah, the anime's kind of lifeless and boring.
Even watch Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad, baby. Malcolm Fink is the best character in that show. Prove me wrong.
If any character is any sort of good in that show, then they're the best character. I'm not going to argue with it.
Yes, it's true. It's very true.
It's true. It's very true.
I like how Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad had to recycle footage. So it has a longer episode count than Gridman. Pretty amusing.
It's one of those weird occasions where that actually happened. There's a couple Power Rangers seasons that are like, look, we're longer than our Sentai. And it's the most bizarre thing in the world.
It is. Which brings me to my point about apparently how the Gridman anime is being called the Evangelion, or it's related to Evangelion. Is this true? I haven't really paid attention. I just know apparently that's a thing.
I just know that I hate Eva things, so therefore I get to ignore it.
Oh no, I love Eva things. Eva gives me life.
I'm a Gundam person.
Alright. As I eat my Fruity Pebbles at this time of day, because it's in the morning. You gotta eat your breakfast.
Yeah, I really want to eat Fruit Loops, but I don't have Fruit Loops. I just have Cheerios, which are like Fruit Loops without the fruit.
The ultimate betrayal, really, is when you say, I'm going to get you some Fruit Loops, friend, and then you just blindfold them and have them eat the bowl of cereal, and it's just plain old Cheerios. Not even the Honey Nut
Cheerios every day for the last, year and a half to try to have a healthy breakfast. But standard bland-ass Cheerios have no flavor, so I really kind of I need to mix it up and throw in some Honey Nut Cheerios or like something because I think I'm starting to lose my mind.
I think you need to put some crack cocaine on that shit. I mean,
I
not
just watched
illegal
5 Men
drugs.
for that experience.
Put some 5-Man on it. Burn a DVD or disc or something of 5-Man. Crumple it
I
up and put
know.
in little pieces, and then put on your Cheerios.
I'll leave the batteries in my V changer, and then when it gets corroded, I'll just sprinkle the battery acid on it, and they'll give me the.
There we go. Don't try that at kids. Try that at home, kids.
Kids, don't purposely corrode a V changer. Those things are old.
I was gonna say don't eat battery acid, but that too, I guess.
More importantly, don't destroy V changers.
It's true because
They
they're
may be
old.
terrible toys, but
They're your terrible toys.
my terrible. Yeah, I have both of them, and they stay in the box because they're old, but also not
Okay,
super.
but so I find the whole Ava comparison to Gridman funny because Ava is technically Ultraman related in a lot of ways. Because the Angels, as a lot of people have pointed out, are basically just pissed off Ultramen. They're Ultramen that say, you know what, humanity can go fuck itself. Fuck them. They don't deserve hope. They don't deserve protection. What they need is a good old genocide, or just death, or just, you know what, fuck them.
You know what I realized the problem with this show for me?
Which show?
Gridman.
Okay.
SSSS.Gridman.
The SSS Waffen? Yes.
It plays heavily into Ava stuff. It plays heavily into Studio Trigger's normal stuff. It gives a lot of people loot art opportunities. It's not really fulfilling the Tokusatsu community all that well because it's not leading into the Tokusatsu kind of side of things. It's more leading into all these other things.
It's a very nice callback to shout out and nods to previous mecha anime like Transformers and all that stuff.
The Transformers ones get me because I read a whole article where someone broke down that there's 10 references to Transformers, and they look at character designs and they're like, this guy has a faceplate, he must be Grimlock. This guy's shoes are red, that must be Cliffjumper. And it's like you're really reaching for things when you're saying that color is like this color, therefore it must be a reference.
Reference, man. Your profile is gold. That means you are referencing JoJo Part 5, The Golden Wind.
I mean,
I know you.
This anime's lead animator is a guy that has a bunch of toys on his desk that is everything but anything Toku.
It's just weird because they did that cool little short that involved Gridman.
Amazing.
That short was great. But then the anime, what happened?
Yeah, I mean, the show is quieter than Digimon Adventure Try, which is not something I ever thought I'd say.
Holy shit, Digimon. This is a Pokemon server, my friend. Just kidding.
Digimon Try is a very quiet show. It's slow and nothing happens for a long time and there's no background score. And there's just scenes where people say 1 or 2 words and then it just trails off into a nice sunset image for 5 minutes.
Hey, we need sunshots. We need them.
In Gridman, people are talking a lot, but there's 2 pieces of music, the opening and ending theme song.
People are talking a lot, and kaijus are not doing anything.
Yeah. Plus, we got 7 main characters introduced in 1 episode.
Yay!
Yay! We only have 12 episodes, so we're gonna rush debuts of everything. Woo!
Oh yeah, that's right. It has 13 episodes only, doesn't it?
It's not even 13, but 12, so that means we only have 9 left.
That's and you wasted 2 episodes doing nothing.
We wasted 3 episodes doing nothing.
3 episodes doing nothing.
Yeah, it was episode 3 felt like a mid-season episode. So it's they're doing stuff, but none of it has any meaning. Which means they might as well not be doing anything.
Might as well not be doing anything at all. Oh, man. I don't know. I really don't know. Is it the storyboarding? Is it the writing? Is it just focusing on the wrong things? What do you think is the issue with this show?
It's a mix of the writing and focusing on the wrong things. Animation's fine, but
the animation it's fine, but it's also kind of lifeless at times.
Yeah, and the writing being lifeless is not helping it.
Yeah. Like that one chick that's apparently made to be extra thick for director reasons. She's supposed to be sad that their classmates died, but I don't really get the feeling that she's actually sad. She's just saying it.
She's just like, I am sad that
I
they
am sad
did.
because things is bad. Death is bad. Where let's talk about a good comparison. Let's talk about Godai when he saw the girl cry after going to the funeral of her father, and he's just like, shit, this is some rough business that the Grongi are doing. The amount of people that the lives are ruining, the people that they're murdering, it's all sucks. And that's when
Yeah.
Godai realizes that, you know what, I gotta straighten my shit out. I gotta be serious about this.
Meanwhile, everybody in Gridman's like, oh, people died. Oh, we could be fighting humans.
We could be
Oh
fighting
no,
humans.
monsters are
Are we?
attacking the city.
I mean, it's eventually going to be revealed that they're in like a digital world, right?
Probably not.
Oh, but they're going to hopefully have a season 2.
Probably not. Wait, no. Probably yes, because of how stupid popular it is.
Wait, it's popular? Who the fuck allowed
Yeah.
this to happen? Was it
Well,
you, Wheels?
here's the thing. Everyone on the internet is claiming that this is the greatest thing since sliced bread, and I'm just sitting here like, no. You know what? I'm sorry, but it's not. I don't know what the obsession is, but people are like freaking out over it. I'm like, is this just a Studio Trigger like loyalist thing?
It could be because I saw the same reaction when Kill la Kill happened.
Yeah. And I'm over here like everyone's sleeping on Double Decker and freaking out about Gridman. And I'm like, go watch a good show called
It'll
Double
never
Decker.
happen. It'll never happen.
No. But no,
At
it's
least
just like
at least I have JoJo. That's me.
people are like exclaiming Gridman is like the freshest anime of like the last 5 years. I'm like, no. No, it's not.
Oh,
It's
save
really
your
just kind of
seats.
recycling bad tropes.
It kind of is, isn't it?
Like it just feels like a recycle of bad tropes, and it's just kind of lifeless and hollow. And the music is terrible.
Like I said, I think we talked about this before, but I really don't get the ramifications of the kaiju. Like, say what you will about Ava, at least you felt the wrath and when the angels attacked. When the kaiju attack in Gridman, I don't feel shit. It just seems so like unimportant. They're more
Yeah,
like a
it's just like
nuisance.
it's because all the building destruction gets reverted, so nothing like that happens. But then all the people still stay dead and just get wiped from everyone's memories.
Yeah, that's the weird thing. Apparently, that's going to be a major plot point because it'd be stupid just to have that be just there. That's why I said there's going to be like, oh, we're in a digital world or some shit. They're in
Yeah,
the Matrix, where Neo is the one. Oh my god. Oh my god, it really is the Matrix, isn't it? They're really going to go this route, aren't they?
probably they're recycling enough as it is.
God.
It's just like it's one of those things where like I'm just trying to pinpoint like where it's going wrong, but it just doesn't like there's nothing has any impact, and the action sequences are so short and uninteresting that I just don't have a whole lot of reason to go and watch it each week aside from well it's only 12 episodes and I can just watch it and then it's over and I never see it again.
And then you just cry in the corner for a little bit and then watch the actual Tokusatsu version.
Yeah, which I'm gonna go back to now because I had kind of given up on that for being so freaking 90s, but now I realize that was a good thing.
It being 90s was its saving grace as opposed to whatever the saving grace is for the SSSS.Gridman.
Yeah, I don't even know what the saving grace could be because
Extra thick girlfriend? I don't know.
not even that.
Yeah,
I'm just getting nothing out of it right now.
yeah. It's like a bad relationship.
Meanwhile, I keep refreshing Funimation to see if they're going to update with a new episode of Double Decker.
Well, I am waiting to watch my Golden Wind episode 3.
By the way, Double Decker seems to have a little JoJo influence.
Everything has a JoJo influence if you really put your mind to it.
This is true.
JoJo is that influential in terms of the Japanese entertainment world.
But yeah, Double Decker's ending theme sounds like a JoJo song.
Oh my gosh. Speaking of ending themes, do you know what the ending theme is for Golden Wind?
I can't imagine it being less insane than Double Decker's ending theme.
It's an actual song that's from the 90s.
Oh my god. What is it?
Oh man, I have to actually. I'm going to find it. I want you to listen to it, and you're going to be like, "Oh my god!" I wonder if our producer can find the song before I can.
Well, Double Decker's ending theme's first lyric is, "Well, I don't give a shit."
Okay, well, the first lyric of this song is, "Every time I close my eyes, I wake it up feeling so horny."
Oh god, I know the song.
Yes, I know, right? That was my reaction. Wait, this band, this group, really?
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's freaking you. I lost my shit when I first saw that. I was like, are we serious now? Is this the real timeline? Because I accept it for what it is. You had me hyped and aroused when you played Fighting Gold. Then you had my erection and my, well, the after effects when you played Freaking You. It's great. I love it. I love it so much. I love you, Golden Wind. You've given me life in these dark times.
My god.
I know that's the real ending theme. It's great. I love it.
I gotta see the visuals for this.
Because everybody wanted Coolio's Gangster Paradise, which I guess is appropriate considering the main character wants to be a gangstar.
Maybe
But
it'll get a second ending or something.
it could get a second ending. Well, I guess technically part 3 got 2 endings, but they were separated because it was part 1 and part 2 for part 3. There was season 1 and then season 2 where they're in Egypt. The first half of part 3 is them traveling to Egypt or trying to get to Egypt. And then the second half is them in Egypt fighting guys who have stands that are based off the Egyptian gods.
That's hilarious.
It really is, because one of them is, I think, Set is the one that has a shadow, and if you get touched by the shadow, you de-age, so you become younger.
Well then.
Yeah, and then there's another one where the stand is, if you touch it, you become magnetized. And the user of that stand, her name is Mariah, and she's based off Mariah Carey.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's great. JoJo has a lot of musical references.
Yeah, I can tell.
I mean, when you have characters called Dire Straits, yeah.
Oh
Or Suzy Q.
my god.
Yeah. It's Oh, I shouldn't forget the best character in JoJo because people would get angry if I don't. But Speedwagon,
Oh my god.
yep, he's the best. He's the best waifu, and no one can convince me otherwise.
No one?
No one, not even Jojisi.
Really?
No, I'll be freaking you, Speedwagon.
Mhm.
Oh man. So yeah, the Kiva figure art, which I was at the last part of that podcast, that was funny.
That was amazing.
And it took him that many years to
I've
finally
been
release.
putting it for 10 years.
It took the end of the Heisei era to release the last Heisei Rider. Truly,
Right?
we are in the deepest of times.
Insanity.
Oh man. All right, we can't talk about Kamen Rider. Shit. Okay, so.
Hey, we were talking about Kiva, not that
Oh yeah.
Kamen Rider thing.
All right, we're talking about Vampiric Time Warrior Kiva, not to be confused
How about we
Bloodsucker.
talk about how we're not getting any more Garo figure arts, even though we really could?
We're not getting any more Garo figure arts.
Well, we might get more Garo figure arts, but other knights, that's a little tricky. In their history of making figure arts of Garo, they've made multiple versions of Garo from the different animes and TV shows, and they made the 1-0, and now they have Seiho 0, but they never made any of the other knights. So I have a feeling even though we just started the Seiho train, I think the Seiho train's over with 0.
It'll never end. The Zero train is too something hyped, I guess.
I just have a feeling we're not going to get any more Garo figure arts unless it's like one of the anime characters, like Sword.
You gotta believe, man. You just gotta believe.
I don't have much faith in Bandai after having 2/5 of Jetman.
That's true. I've lost faith in Bandai ever since they, existed. I really shouldn't say that since they existed. Since they were even thought of as a concept.
Back when they made playing cards or whatever.
Yes. Or when they decided to say that
Bandai's
Hibiki was a a terrible show and that they need to be in control of every goddamn thing known to man.
Mm-hmm.
Because Little Drummer Boy couldn't beat out toy sales very good, so then suddenly Bandai has to control everything.
Yeah, that's kind of been the problem we've had like for a long time. Is the shows can't just be shows, which Kamen Rider really needs the shows just to be shows.
Oh man, I wonder if Ishinomori would be looking at Kamen Rider. He'd be just like, "Oh man, what have they done? What
He
have
would
they
have
done?"
broken Shirakura's neck by now.
He would have personally sought to break in Shirakura's neck via Dark Knight Returns.
Yes.
Maybe chasing each other at a carnival, shooting at each other, and he's throwing like a bunch of manga magazines at Shirakura, like batarangs, and then they eventually just get into the tunnel of love to kill each other.
Exactly how I want it to go down.
That's exactly how it's gonna go down. Zombie Ishinomori versus Shirakura. Let's get to it, fam.
We know Ishinomori would win because he's not afraid to do things.
He's not afraid to, say fuck it.
Shirakura is afraid of doing something wild.
That's not true. Have you looked at Zio?
That's not wild. That's just stupid.
But the .5 episodes are top tier.
Yeah, it's because it's like the actors' improv sessions.
Did you see the recent one for episode 7?
I haven't watched episode 7 yet.
Oh. The .5 episode for episode 7. Holy shit.
I like the one where they're like, how can we solve our problems? Oh, we could kill the producers. Oh, we could kill the writers. Oh, how about we just blow up Toei? And I was like, yes, please, go for
Let's
it.
just blow up Toei. You know what? I respect that. I respect them for their improvisation.
I feel some deep-seated resentment, but yeah, let's go with this plan. I'll help you.
It's so crazy. It just might work.
I like the one episode where they were showing the new Fi's phone.
Oh yeah.
I was like, it's like the .5 episodes are just like commentary tracks on the actual show and its problems.
Yeah, it's just an entire shitting on the entire process of working on a Kamen Rider show.
Specifically one that's just so marketing focused that there's literally no life to it. I'm afraid for when this show runs out of guest stars.
Yeah.
I mean, considering they're burning through them 2 at a time, that's why I'm like, oh god, don't run out too soon.
It'll run out too soon. Does this show look like it has an idea of what it's going to do?
I don't think so, considering they're dropping the Legend Rider gimmick in quarter 2.
Okay, listen. We don't need to talk about Zio and his double watches, but let's talk about Zio and his double watches.
I like how we kept saying we're banned from Kamen Rider, yet here we are.
All right, well, let's focus on something else. Let's talk about, oh shit, I can't talk about Spider-Man because we talked about how insane it is that he's roommating with Boomerang already.
Oh yeah, no, that got more fun.
Oh, it got more fun? What happened now?
Did I tell you about him taking them to the bar?
I think you did, yeah.
Yeah, well, so at the bar, Boomerang got ambushed.
Uh-oh.
Because he made a deal with Kingpin, and then, like, Peter has to lie his way out of the bar because the bar is like, oh, you're not a real supervillain. He's like, you only think I'm not a real supervillain because that's what I told you to do. He talked his way out of that pretty good.
Well, Peter Parker is a criminal genius if you really think about it.
This is true. And him and Boomerang are now friends. And it's because they had this bonding moment over the fact that Boomerang missed his Superior Foes the Spider-Man team and ended up buying LMDs, like knockoff LMDs of his team to play poker with.
Oh my god.
And Peter was like, this is the saddest thing ever. You need friends.
You need friends, I know that feeling, because I need friends.
So now they're friends.
You know what? I accept it for what it is. That is true friendship.
It's pretty great. Like, I was just like, I see the connection between these two. These guys can be friends.
These guys are losers, they're idiots, and they have nowhere else to go.
Exactly.
See, this is how Harry Osborn became his friend. Exactly. I'm pretty sure this is going to be how Eddie Brock became his friend. Eddie Brock is never going to be his friend, but it's going to be how he becomes friends with Eddie Brock, maybe.
That's how I have my friends, because we're just all collectively losers.
Yeah. Oh man, what else happened in entertainment? I don't know.
Wonder Woman got pushed back 7 months.
Why?
It was originally going to come out in November, and for some reason they delayed it till June of 2020. So it was going to be November 2019. Now it's June 2020, and so people are speculating that they didn't want to take. They just couldn't. They couldn't. They were like thinking that DC didn't want to try to compete with, like, Frozen comes out 3 weeks later, and there's a Star Wars movie the following month, and Captain Marvel's in 2 movies in the spring and summer. But, like, everyone's like, yeah, but it's Wonder Woman. You can totally compete with everybody. Why are you backing off so much? So I think I speculate there's some other problem going on. Like, I don't think it's just competition. You know what I mean? And this is when Mucha died.
I was given it time because apparently things happen during recording that you never know about, man. Things happen, like death and destruction and the occasional outage because Comcast is a piece of shit. You know that feeling?
I know that feeling.
Everybody knows that feeling.
Because Comcast is a piece of shit.
Yeah. This podcast does not endorse Comcast. But if they paid us, we would have to endorse it. Or not really. We could talk about it. Maybe. Could we? Ask our producer. Could we talk about it or could we not talk about it?
I think we're told not to talk about it.
Shit. This is like the Kamen Rider. I mean, the masked bikers.
We're not paid, though, so we can't do it.
Shit. Curse you, Comcast.
Also, I think our ban got pushed another episode because we kept talking about it this week.
Yeah. Damn it. Well, if we talked about Sentai, then it would be a love fest, and no one wants to hear a love fest. People want to hear us bitch and moan about dumb shit.
Hey,
bells.
You know what's some dumb shit?
Besides Gridman.
The United States government.
Oh, we're going to get political now?
No, we're going to get banned for talking about the government.
Oh, let's do it. Who fucking cares at this point?
Who is actually watching that would care? No, legitimately speaking, there's a thing that might happen that might affect our importing of Japanese toys.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, if the United States Postal Service exits out of the International Postal Association, like a certain person wants them to do, then the international rates are going to go up, or the post office will stop carrying international packages. It's not really clear what that entails because no one really has an exact answer on it. But yeah, it could get more expensive to import Japanese toys, and that sucks.
Shit.
So my very loose grip on reality might slip further.
And you didn't even have that to begin with.
Right, I'm just like hanging on with a thread.
And that thread's like slowly unraveling for you.
Yep. And someone's about to go snip it with scissors, called making shipping more expensive.
Shipping and handling will never be the same.
It doesn't help that I have pre-orders, which means it's not like I can just be like, oh, I'll just stop importing. But it's like, nope, I have pre-orders.
It's too late. You've already fallen for their trap.
I've got like 3 figure arts and a Figma next month, so... I mean, sorry. 3 figure arts and 2 Figmas next month.
Oh. A little big spender.
Yeah, considering the 2 of the figure arts are Seihos. And the other one's an exclusive.
Oh my god.
I know, it's gonna suck.
Well,
it was like one of those things I didn't intend for it to happen, but the Figma slipped a month, and then that way it just piled up.
Well,
and I probably shouldn't have ordered Seiho Wizard because I knew what was happening going in, so... But I really wanted Seiho Wizard.
Well, I'm sorry. You've lost everything.
Seiho Wizard, Amazon Neo Alpha, Silver Knight Zero, Joker and Panther. That month's going to be expensive.
Eventually, you're going to hear stories about you being evicted.
Possibly.
It won't be as bad as the time that our producer thought that I was killed.
Oh yeah, he did convince us that you were dead for a while.
No, he was convinced that he saw a story about a serial killer near my area. And it was like, shit, Mooch is dead. And that was not the case.
Serial killer area means everyone instantly dies around him.
Exactly. But that wasn't the case. I'm clearly still alive, or maybe I'm a ghost on the internet. I really haven't decided yet.
Maybe you're just dead inside.
I've always been like that. That was even before the serial killing. But that's not even the weirdest story that could happen in this area. The funniest story that I can think of on the top of my head is the story of the guy. There was a guy, because I live like near a farming area, so that's why you can see like cows and pigs and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And one day I want to say the guy was either drunk or on lots of drugs, but someone found this guy naked, crawled up in like a barn with pigs.
That insinuates a lot of things I don't want to.
It does, but just the idea of it just sounded so amusing to me. Oh, there's another thing that happened that I saw firsthand. I was in college. This happened on my campus, where or just sitting there, we're working on a project for some business that I had to create with the group, and we look outside and there's a bunch of wild turkeys running about, just running about the streets and everything, and I see these two guys that are chasing after the turkeys. I'm like, what the hell is happening here?
I live in a city that's kind of like a small town because you end up running into people you know a lot.
Oh, you're right. So you live near the Cheers bar.
What was that?
You live near the Cheers bar.
Basically.
Everybody knows your name.
It basically is like that because I always kept running into an ex-girlfriend of mine on the bus.
That's always awkward.
Yeah. Speaking of awkward bus situations, there was this old guy that once told me about how he killed hookers in the 80s.
I was going to say Rosa Parks, but that sounds way more interesting.
Yeah, he was telling me his whole life story, and then it just started turning into, yeah, and that's when I decided that all hookers need to die. And I was like, oh, there's my stop. Have a nice day. Bye.
Did you tell him, I feel you? I feel you.
No, I just got off quickly and walked an extra mile and a half to my house.
I just would have nodded, probably. I'm like,
I was like, I don't want to know anymore because then I might have to report it. Because eventually the 80s would turn
the awkward moment.
And then the 2000s, and then the 2010s, and then it would be present day, and he was just telling me he was going to go kill somebody, and then I'm like, well, now I have to do something about it.
Yeah, and once he tells you, you're like, shit, I have a moral obligation to do this.
Yeah, so that's why I was like, I'll just walk.
You know what? Walking doesn't seem so bad now.
I was like, mile and a half, no problem.
No problem. You have a nice day,
like,
sir.
damn it, why didn't I just stay on for at least another half mile?
Maybe you whipped out some juicy parts information.
Right.
Maybe he was possessed by a Gridman monster. Did you ever think about that?
No, I didn't.
Maybe he created a kaiju that is inside a bunch of telephones, and telephones affect hookers.
Well, guess what? I will never know because we would lose all the memories of that incident.
Well, that never happened in the actual Gridman Tokusatsu.
This is true. See, this is the animes wiping my memory of the good show.
Oh no! Eventually, you're just going to forget about the time that Matthew Lawrence was a samurai.
Who?
Exactly. What was with that deal? Why did they call it Superhuman Samurai? Because he uses a sword?
Look, okay, it was the 90s. The ninja cat, the ninja
The Samurai Pizza
Cat Squad became the Samurai Pizza Cats. Okay, nobody knew the difference between ninjas and samurais or anything like that.
That's true. What? Because like that even makes sense though. Because he had a shield.
Also, they spelled cyber with an S. I feel like they could have named him like a knight or something, but they really were set on that SSS.
Yeah, they wanted really the sound to it.
Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad. Because it's just like Mighty Morphin Power Rangers and Tattooed Teenage Alien Fighters from Beverly Hills and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It's like ridiculously long titles were like the 90s jam.
And that kind of was. One was Mystic Knights.
Mr. Knights, Sharon and Og.
Yeah.
See, that's why Masked Rider failed, because it wasn't called Masked Rider of the Ever Living Cosmos.
They should have just called it like, oh man,
Masked Rider Black RX.
Yeah.
And it was just a dub.
No, they should have called it Zoe Masked Man Rider Hero Biker from Outer Space.
Exactly.
They should
have just called it Masked Rider Active Phase Activate Furbus.
Yo, that's it. Ectophase.
Ectophase Furbus.
Mm-hmm. Every time I hear Ectophase, I think of the Ecto Cooler from the old Ghostbusters commercial.
Honestly, same.
I'm like, well, Ectophase, but what about the Ecto Cooler? Come on. Oh, man. The 90s were a weird time. But is it weirder than the time that the live-action Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles created a female turtle?
You know that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: The Next Mutation, which is stupidly long, actually isn't as bad as the show as I thought it was. But I watched it. I watched it all the way through.
You are a saint. Apparently.
It's better than VR Troopers, but not as good as Beetleborgs.
You mean which VR Troopers though? Are we talking about the VR Troopers but the actual dub, or the VR Troopers that they had to air?
I don't know the difference anymore.
What they dub, funny shit. What they aired, dumb shit.
That's the aired version.
Okay. They should have had the balls to release the dub stuff where they talk shit.
They could, because it was technically not something they should have ever made.
They shouldn't have made it, but they did, and the world thanks them for it.
Yep.
It was the only way that they were going to save their show. It's the only way.
Me and Will made a big push at Morphicon to try to get the full tape released.
Let's sign the petition. Let's use the paid money that Comcast has not given us to make the petition happen.
We may or may not have talked to the guy that uploaded it originally.
This is all speculation, of course.
Yes, speculation.
I like how we're talking shit about the Gridman anime and our producer has a Gridman avatar.
Hey, it's not the anime, though.
I think it's the anime design, though.
He hates the anime, so it's all good.
And it's all good. He's safe for now.
Our show will not be canceled for Gridman bashing this week.
Not for this week. Not this time around. So we have to talk about something he likes for us to get banned. So, quick. Think of things that he likes.
Black? Wait,
I like Kamen
Rider.
Yeah, see? He almost fell for that trap. Oh, man.
We're going to stay on for a few more weeks.
Damn it. I was really looking forward to retirement.
You get retirement when you earn it, sir.
I think I've earned it.
This is episode 4. We've only been going on 1 week longer than Gridman.
See? I think that's worth retirement.
We have to outlast SSSS.Gridman.
We have to outlast the snake Gridman?
Yes.
Oh, man.
That means all we have to do is get to episode 14 and we're in the clear.
Episode 14 and then we're clear.
Yeah.
Can we actually do that? I don't know.
I might replace you with another mic if this gets too troublesome.
Or I replace you with another mic.
I kind of edit the video for the episode, so I don't think you can replace me.
But I can always get the audio to our producer.
Correction, this is episode 5. We're running 2 weeks ahead of Gridman.
Well then, we're ahead of schedule then.
Good. We're contracted for nine more.
Exactly, and then we die off in Infinity War. Some shit.
Most likely. Or one of us does, because, it has to be balanced.
Yeah, one of us has to die, and then the other one takes the place and becomes Captain America.
I will be the new Captain Marvel.
I said Captain America.
I know what you said, but I know what I said.
Yeah, Marvel. You want to be Marvel?
I was going to go with Genisville, but, whichever.
Was it Captain Marvel that was involved in that weird Avengers story involving, like, a boyfriend that was her child?
That was Carol Danvers, yep.
What was the deal with that?
She had to get impregnated by her son in order to give birth to... No. Yeah, no, she had to get impregnated by her father to give birth to her father.
Okay, you've lost me, and this sounds like something that should have came out of Ultimatum. Just saying.
It was terrible, and everyone forgot it happened literally the next issue.
Okay, so who thought it was a good idea to do that in the first place?
Nobody. It just happened, and then they're like, yeah, we're just never going to acknowledge that ever again.
There had to be somebody, some retarded person, some sadistic retard who's like, would be a cool story.
Someone wrote it, someone drew it, and someone wrote off on it in the editorial department, but no one wants to take credit for signing off on it.
On the case. This is the shit that Chris Hansen needs to look into. Who creates shit like this?
Avengers number 200. Go find the creative team or ask them on Twitter. I'm just kidding. Don't ever harass creators on Twitter because you don't agree with their work. That's mean.
I mean, is this a shot about what people did to Shirakura?
I'm gonna talk about how people were really mean to a comic writer on Twitter, and then he yelled back at them and called them a bunch of racial slurs, and then got fired from Marvel.
Maybe he was woke. Did you ever think about that?
I don't know. He had a good point. He was defending his work, but he defended it so harshly that Marvel's like, yeah, you kind of violated our contract about social media usage.
Okay, this is based on the Marvel wiki, so take that with a grain of bullshit. But we have editor-in-chief James Shooter.
Oh, Jim Shooter.
We have George Perez,
Hey,
Bob
George.
Layton,
Oh, damn.
and David McKillen.
Oh, those are all good people.
Who? But why? But why? Why?
Everyone makes mistakes. They're all human.
Not mistakes on this level.
I don't know what to tell you anymore.
This is like the killing off of Roy Harper's daughter level is stupid.
And that was Dan DiDio that signed off on that, and we know he screwed up.
Yeah. Because now they killed off Roy Harper and Wally West, the retards.
And somehow Wally West got killed by Harley Quinn with a gun.
What? I forgot why I don't talk about comics. They make me sad.
Harley Quinn also defeated Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman when they were all fighting her together.
You know, you won me over thinking I could go back to comics with Boomerang and Spider-Man becoming BFFs.
That's Marvel. Marvel's doing okay right now.
Then you do this shit to me.
Then DC is like, oh look, we made a bunch of good decisions. Just kidding, we're still the New 52, whether you want it or not.
You hurt me. I feel like I'm dying. I wish that serial killer did kill me.
Think happy thoughts about Boomerang.
Can I?
Oh, and the new Fantastic Four comic's amazing.
Yeah. At least, okay, let's discuss.
And Wolverine's not dead anymore.
The fuck,
I feel like we should make a Jaws poster. Like a fake Jaws poster where it says, just when you think it's safe to return to the world of comics,
yeah.
DC Heroes in Crisis.
Yeah. That's what it feels like. Just when you thought it was safe to go back to reading comics, DC lied.
Yep. It was like Rebirth branding ended, and they're like, yep, New 52 Part 2, guys.
But I thought Rebirth was doing good.
It was, until they dropped the Rebirth branding. They did it for 2 years, and then they're like, yeah, no more Rebirth, we got this new branding thing, New Justice or whatever. And then suddenly, boom, all the shit from the New 52 started coming back. All the weird-ass, let's try to boost sale, snap marketing decisions that leave a bunch of impact on a bunch of other things.
I feel like I like Tristan from the Yu-Gi-Oh! Bridge series, talking to Bakura, going, but why?
That's accurate.
That's what I can only think of. But why? Why do this? Why do any of this?
Gone to crap ever since Catwoman didn't marry Batman.
Yes, this is true. Everything is because
like
of this.
Flashpoint where things just started going terrible.
Wally, what did you do? No, it can't be Wally this time. He's dead. Barry, what did you do?
It's not Barry either.
What? Is it Bart?
No, he doesn't exist yet.
Who was it?
It's Dan DiDio, the destroyer of all.
Oh.
The one the Anti-Monitor fears.
The one that even the Anti-Monitor fears.
I mean, he did kill the Anti-Monitor.
Oh, God.
After they brought him back for Sinestro Corps War.
All right. No.
He was like, oh, we can't have this guy around. He's too strong. I'm like, what? When has that stopped you?
This is worse than the time I heard about or read about Sins Past, and I found out that fucking Norman Osborn had a child with Gwen Stacy.
I forgot about that, and then you just reminded me.
Oh.
That's
Wheels about that?
That's worse than Ultimatum.
All right. That could be worse than
That's worse than Ultimatum.
That is pretty bad, yeah. I remember when I told Wheels about that story, he's like, I must be bullshitting him. I'm like, no, this is a real thing that happened. Some stupid person.
It's unbelievable.
It's very unbelievable.
Because it's so distasteful.
It's very unbelievable and it doesn't make any sense. Because how would Norman Osborn know?
It's called bad writing. It's like Identity Crisis. It just wrecks things from the past.
Like, they originally had it was going to be Peter's kids. And then they were like, no, that's going to make him old. So what did they do? Oh, we're going to make it Norman's kids. What?
I'm so happy Amazing Spider-Man or New Year Vows exists. It's what Peter and MJ deserve.
It is what they deserve. They don't deserve this. They don't deserve this pain.
They don't deserve canonicity.
They don't deserve it. They don't deserve the time that Peter Parker killed Venom in your New Year vows.
That's true.
You know what? I'm sorry, Gridman. You may be boring and a piece of shit and very dead inside, but at least you're not too stupid.
At least you're not canon to an extended universe.
Yeah, at least you're not that. Man.
My heart will go on.
I feel like I've just been on a journey that involved so much pain and death that the only result is only pain and death.
Welcome to reading comics on a monthly basis.
You poor bastard.
And it's addictive. I can't stop now.
It's like a drug.
I bought a bunch of trades of a bunch of old stuff on a convention this past weekend. It made me really happy.
It made you happy, but then you remember that a lot of shit happens.
Yep.
Okay, what's worse, Avengers 200 or Sins Past?
That's like asking which is worst, Satan or Hitler.
I mean, oh man, I can't make that joke because someone's going to edit it out. I can't say
Which
it.
is worse, nuclear bombs or hydrogen bombs?
See, that's a good comparison. Either way, you're going to die.
And it's going to hurt a whole lot.
Yeah, oh.
And their existence is questionable.
I feel like we should ban comics for like 20 episodes just for this discussion right here. Just so I don't need to have to remind myself about these issues that happen.
Just remember, Boomerang and Peter Parker are best friends now.
That gives me life. That does give me life. That keeps me going, knowing that that's something so stupid is happening. And I don't mean stupid as like dumb. I mean stupid as in stupidly wonderful.
Exactly.
I want like an Avenger. I want a Spidey Avenger team that's not anything close to the Avengers. It's just like him, Boomerang, Morpheus, Sandman, Venom, and Electro, and maybe Harry. The Spider Seven. I want them to just be a Super Sentai team, essentially.
Oh, that'd be cool.
It'd be great. Bunch of idiots and losers together while Spider-Man has to deal with their stupidity. It's great.
Oh, that'd be incredible.
I demand it. I demand it now. Who would be their main villain? Doc Ock? Carnage? Kingpin? All of the above? Mysterio.
It's all mysterious.
It's all Mysterio. It's all Mysterio. It's always the fishbowl. Never trust the fishbowl. I find it funny that I was talking with Spider-Man with one of my friends, and I mentioned how there's not a lot of love for Mysterio. This was before I found out the news that Jake Gyllenhaal was going to play Mysterio, mind you. So I found it like when I heard about the news that they're making Mysterio the main villain for a Spider-Man movie, I was like, really? After so many years now?
Yeah, they got Jake Gyllenhaal to play him.
Yeah, mighty amusing.
Oh yeah.
I saw some of the. Are they really going to give him a fishbowl head though? Do they have the balls to do that? Are you dumbfounded by my question? Soundout, are you alive?
Possibly.
Oh. Did that discussion of Sins Past kill you that much?
I think it did. I don't know if I have like any soul left.
See, that's what happened when I told Wheels. He couldn't believe it. He even thought that he could walk again after hearing about it. That's how bad it was. So maybe we should talk about video games to take our minds off of whatever.
I don't know if that would help.
Yeah, you're right. Because there's a lot of shit that happens in video games.
I really don't know what else we have to talk about.
Besides drinking our sorrows away.
I really have a bottle of tequila I want to crack into right now.
I hate my memory sometimes when it makes me remember the bad shit. Because because you were having an energetic discussion, and then I'm like, hey, remember that time that is it Captain Marvel the one that had to have sex with her son or something like that, and then nosedive into depression.
I don't know right now.
Man, people write some dumb stories.
They really do. And the fact that so many people have to write off on them for them to get printed.
Someone had to okay this story and thought, you know what? That'd be a cool idea.
Oh my god, why? Why?
I'm more baffled that someone approved this Gwen Stacy story.
I'm more baffled somebody approved Identity Crisis.
That's true. I'm baffled by all those choices. I'm baffled by a lot of things. I'm baffled by why they decided to bring back Watchmen into this whole nonsense.
Doomsday Clock has been pretty interesting so far.
Are we going to have Dr. Manhattan be like a villain or some shit?
He was the reason why the New 52 exists.
Okay, so he's a villain. Got it.
Yeah, he's fighting Superman soon.
You know what? I accept that, and I hope Superman wins. I'm rooting for you, Clark.
I'm hoping Clark punches him in the face and all reality wipes out, and now we're in the pre-Flashpoint times.
You know what? I want it. I say that a lot. You know what? Because you know what? I'm sad. That's why. I say it because I'm sad.
Haley's Titans is a good show.
Is it?
Yeah.
Huh, I haven't watched it. I remember people were complaining about it.
Yeah, it's actually good.
That's a shocker.
It really has not, like, the characters really don't follow, comic history and stuff like that, but
It needs continuity.
yeah, it's its own thing. It's definitely taking a closer in look at, well, what would it be like to be a vigilante on the street?
And a freak in the sheets.
Yeah, there was a lot of that in episode 2.
Really? Who and who?
Hawk and
Starfire.
Dove.
What?
Hawk and Dove.
Oh, okay. I thought it was going to be something more freaky like Raven.
Dove and Robin?
Yeah. Or something like that. Come on.
Yeah, when Robin happened.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
I feel like I need like a soundboard for Dave Chappelle going, what? Because that's, every time we talk about comics or something that's related to comics, you say something that makes it go, what?
Dove and Robin happened in a flashback.
Oh, okay. What? Is it because they're both birds? That's awfully original.
It's because they fought crime together 4 years ago. And then Robin just up and left, and Dove was like, well, here's Hawk.
And Robin with Starfire in this one, or Raven, or
they haven't met Starfire. Like, Starfire hasn't met them yet. She's off in Austria, not knowing who she is.
Did she meet Arnold Schwarzenegger at least?
No, she meets some random mob boss and burns him to death.
Oh, okay. Things happen.
Yeah. She doesn't know she's an alien. She doesn't know she has powers until they accidentally activate.
Huh?
Yeah, so, like, she has no memory of who she is. Like, then they introduce her in the show, she wakes up in a crashed car and has, like, clues to try to figure out who she is and what she was doing in Austria.
So, they're really doing it.
Mm-hmm.
They're really doing an amnesia plot in a TV show.
Yeah. And it works really well with Starfire. But, like, she goes through this thing of trying to figure out where she is and who she's looking for, and yeah, it was pretty cool. And she wasn't in episode 2 because they need to save the budget somewhere. But she'll be in episode 3.
Why did they pick Hawk and Dove though?
So Hawk and Dove in this version don't have any superpowers. They're not like embodied with the spirit of order and chaos. Instead, they're street level vigilantes that have been doing it for years and are ready to retire.
Oh, that's by saying that they're ready to retire. Rhino's going to die at least.
More like Hawk needs a hip replacement, and they're about ready to take down another gang of criminals and call it a life and go move somewhere quiet. The thing that's interesting about them is they don't actually have like civilian jobs. They just take money from the criminals they take down, and so that's how they support themselves. Which I thought was a very novel concept.
That sounds amusing.
Yeah, it's like they don't worry about like this whole like, oh, we gotta have our secret identities and our lives where we go have normal jobs, and then they're just like, nope, let's just take this bag of cash and go.
Let's go, man.
And yeah, because they have like their little apartment, and they're mostly taking down criminals to then get money to leave and get Hawk a new hip because he's apparently messed himself up pretty good.
He's a new hip. How old is he? Is he like old or what?
He's like 30s, but he has like a drinking problem and a drug problem.
Oh.
In addition to like he gets really beat up a lot, and so like it just eventually took a toll on him.
I see. That sounds amusing.
Yeah. He also has erectile dysfunction.
What? Wait, how do you know this?
Because they have a scene with him and Dove trying to get it on, but it just didn't happen.
Oh god.
It's actually pretty interesting to like see kind of like this different type of like character in a superhero show, and it's just like, you know, like his stress and everything just couldn't let him do anything like that. But yeah, they're pretty interesting because they like reimagine the characters to fit them in the show, and they kind of like provide this counterpoint to Robin, where Robin's like trying to decide if he wants to continue being a vigilante, and they've decided they want to stop, but haven't been able to yet.
And how do the other characters get involved in this?
So first episode is mostly about Raven, where her mother gets killed, and then she goes on the run and eventually finds Dick Grayson.
Everybody has to find a dick.
Well, everybody has to find Raven, apparently, because Starfire is also looking for Raven.
She's the key to everything?
I think so, because also the nuclear family's after Raven in episode 2.
Why are they after her?
Because they got hired to do so.
Is this all a plot to get Trigon?
Probably. No idea how Beast Boy's involved. He's been in one scene so far.
Of course, he's doing things. He's what is he doing?
Stealing video games from a Canadian convenience store.
Highly specific.
We figured out it was Canadian because we were watching it with Metal, and Metal's like, hey, that's a Canadian chain.
Did he steal from Metal?
Maybe.
You know what? That makes sense.
But yeah, no, it's funny. They reimagine the nuclear family to where they're not robots built for nuclear testing from the 50s, and instead they're a family that are contract killers, and when they get hired, they have to shoot up in drugs to get superpowers. And it's just like super strength mostly, but yeah, they're pretty twisted because they're like this traditional 50s family until they get hired to be contract killers, in which case syringes come out and drugs go in.
Oh.
Yeah, Titans is really interesting. There are some questionable choices, but for the most part, I'd say it's a really solid show.
Huh.
Your thoughts so far?
I gotta get my needle to share my opinion. I need to get high first.
Just become part of the nuclear family. It'll go great.
Yeah, it'll be a wonderful time. Did they have a dog at least?
I don't think they did, but they had a swear jar, which was funny.
They had a swear jar. What the hell?
Yeah.
Were they beaten or are they still on the loose?
They kind of took Raven and ran.
Snatch and run. Got it.
Yeah.
So Raven is the key to something.
Yep. Also, she killed a dude by, I don't know how, she used dark magic or something.
That usually is the case with Raven.
Like it was weird because the scene was so dark, I really didn't know what was going on, but it kind of looked like she put herself inside of him until his like organs bled out. I don't know exactly for sure.
That sounds very disturbing.
It was. It really was.
Man, everything sounds weird. I thought Gridman was like something that was awful to talk about. But then you're telling me about this other shit in comics. Wait, I was telling you about this other shit in comics. They're telling me about a TV show that sounds weird. I'm sure it might be good, just sounds very weird.
Out of context, none of this makes any sense.
It does not make sense. You are correct.
But in show, it works somehow.
Well, it can't be worse than the recent DC event. Could it?
No, Titans is good. Like it's bizarre. It's weird. Titans is so not like any other superhero show. Like it's very unique in that regard. If it goes into a territory none of the other shows have even gotten to, like even Marvel Netflix isn't as insane.
Marvel Netflix? That isn't going to exist very long.
This is true. But like Marvel Netflix seems tame compared to Titans.
Yeah. What's
Titans
canned?
is making very bold decisions.
What's canned, producer? What's canned? Pepsi? Coke? Sprite? What is it? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Marvel Netflix is pretty much canned.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, Titans, I think officially had more F-bombs in an hour than in a Deadpool movie. So,
Bravo.
good job for not holding back, DC.
But can we beat it?
Maybe.
Well, fuck it. We
just have to beat, like, 19.
Oh, see? We already beat the fucking thing by a fucking wide fucking margin, right?
There, you can do it all by yourself. I don't even need to help.
I can do it all by myself. I feel like Thanos now with the Infinity Gauntlet, except with the Infinity Gauntlet, it's just a bunch of Fs.
The F stones.
The F Gauntlet. I'll just do it myself. Usually we have a theme with this show. We
This
talk about
episode
something.
just went. I guess we could call this episode appreciating SSS.Gridman.
Appreciating SSSS.Gridman for all the wrong reasons. It isn't because it's good. It's because the other fucking shit ruined our fucking lives.
This is true.
Now, unless SSSS.Gridman does something crazy like a high school girl has to get pregnant for reasons unknown, or something along those lines.
She has to birth a kaiju.
Yeah, she has to birth a kaiju. Then maybe we'll put it in the same area as our friends with.
Maybe she'll turn out to be an alien and light a guy on fire.
Yeah, you never know. Maybe she'll kill the Flash with a gun.
Which is impossible. I'm sorry, DC. No matter how hard you try to make Harley Quinn happen, I'm over her.
Okay, why did they pick Harley Quinn?
Because everything they do lately, it's like, you know how they used to push Batman over everybody else?
Oh, and Harley Quinn's now the new Batman?
Yeah. They're just switched focus to Harley Quinn is everything, apparently.
Harley Quinn is the master detective, or just give her prep time, you know?
Like, Harley Quinn is literally, like, overpowered because she was able to knock Aquaman unconscious while underwater.
Okay, what?
Yeah, that's my problem right now. Also, her own comic isn't canon, but instead just breaks the fourth wall like she's Deadpool.
You're hurting me. You're hurting me again.
Harley Quinn went from this beloved icon in my life to something I just despise now.
She's Nintendo Soji of comics now.
Nintendo Soji has more respectability.
Oh, God. We're really at that point, aren't we?
Yep.
Oh, God. You hurt me, Mike. You hurt me. You hurt me with words.
We're retitling this episode to Depression Time with Mike and Mike in the morning.
This isn't the thing you're supposed to listen to in the morning. This episode makes you sad.
Don't listen to this on your drive to work because you probably will hit a tree.
5 minutes, that's enough time to destroy Planet Namek.
It equates to like 90 episodes, though.
Yeah, give us 90 episodes. We'll pass Gridman and wonder what the fuck we did with our lives. Okay, I'm still confused. Why did Harley kill the Flash?
Nobody knows yet. It's just on a comic cover for an issue that's not out till January. I mean, they decided to make the murder suspects Harley Quinn and Booster Gold. I could accept Booster Gold being able to kill the Flash. I can't accept Harley being able to do it.
I would have given them credit for giving it to kill the Booster Gold. It's like,
it would have made no sense.
I mean, yeah, he's the butt monkey, everybody, but you know what? Do that. I don't care.
At least he has the capable abilities to do it. Heroes in Crisis is dumb, and I'm not reading it.
Okay, so the rundown. Ultimatum happened. That was terrible. Ultimates 3 happened. That was terrible. Then we reminded ourselves that Heroes of Crisis in Crisis. That's terrible.
Identity Crisis.
Identity Crisis. That's terrible. Avengers 200. That's terrible. Sins Past.
Sin.
Kill Us Now.
Harley Quinn is everything, apparently.
Harley Quinn is the Omega and the Alpha. Man, comics make me sad.
Comics make me happy because I pick and choose and avoid the crap.
Yeah, that can always be the plus side of it all, I guess.
Like, I just sit over here and read Hawkman and Fantastic Four and Domino and...
Yes, like Shirakura said. Though, I might give Shirakura more credit than that garbage. Because at least he makes stuff.
Do you think Shirakura has depression since the writer fandom attacked him?
No, he's probably rolling around in his money.
He probably is just like, yeah, I'm never going to bring Kamen Rider to America as long as I'm in charge.
Yeah, probably. I mean, that's the same thing Bug Seelig did with Pete Rose.
Like, I seriously think the Rider fandom may have sabotaged our chances of getting Kamen Rider in the West because of that.
I mean, why do you think the Rider fandom sucks?
They're too elitist and really arrogant. And I'm talking about the people that are like, Kamen Rider is the only Toku that matters kind of people.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
They're very closed off to anything else.
Next week we'll talk about something fun like Super Sentai and why Constellation Goji gives me life now. Because now Godzilla can be a Constellation and a Q Ranger. It's pretty great.
Yeah, that would be amazing. Q Ranger returns again.
Returns again with
Goji Rider. Goji Ranger.
Yeah, what would it be? Godzilla Gray?
Yeah.
And his name would obviously be called King of the Monstars.
That'd be amazing. They could make it like a Kyoryuger 33.5 thing where it's just a tie-in.
Yeah, I mean, you can do that too. Of course, all this requires Toho's approval, so we're not going to get it.
This is sad but true.
Read good comics, kids and adults and whoever you are. Read good
If
stuff.
you want comic recommendations, I can give them.
Yeah, well, yeah. Give them the good stuff. I would just say Spider-Man, early Spider-Man with Ditko and stuff, but
I would say find what interests you and
yeah.
look for a review online to make sure it's not garbage.
Yeah, that's what I would do. I mean, everybody has different tastes. Everybody has different ways and different things that interest them. Really just depends on who you are.
I'm a more classic kind of guy.
Yeah, I love my Spider-Man. Spider-Man hooked me in, and then Batman hooked me in, and then I don't know how Blue Beetle did, but he hooked me in.
Blue Beetle's amazing. That's why.
The Ted Korn Blue Beetle specifically.
Oh, I was so mad when they killed him.
I know. Yeah.
I'm so glad he's back though.
Yeah. They'll probably just kill him off again.
They already canceled Blue Beetle's comics, so.
They killed Wally, man.
I know. Hey, on the plus side, Dr. Fate's in Justice League Dark now.
Well, that's the bright side of it all, isn't it?
And Hawkman is a critically acclaimed comic that's selling pretty good.
Good for you, Hawkman. Good for you.
I feel like Hawkman finally got like his big break in the last 20 years.
And somehow that will all go to shit because of Identity Circus.
Probably just be a continuity reboot and then he just gets forgotten about again.
I swear to God, if the next event comic's called Identity Circus, I'm leaving the internet.
Then we'll know they're listening to us. And
we know they're listening to us and they purposely do this shit.
Yeah.
God fucking damn it. Any last words before we sign off and hang ourselves?
Well, at least we got to see Batman's penis before the end of the world.
What?
Oh, yeah. DC's printing process for Batman Damned, because they used new paper, ended up not making the shadow as dark as they thought it would. And the artist was told he had creative freedom, so he just drew all of Bruce. There's pictures out there.
And you go find them, fans. You go find them and
you're going to see this whether you want it or not.
Put sad Michael Jordan face on it. I don't give a shit. Because that's what I'm feeling right now. Sad Michael Jordan face. So enjoy your morning, or if you somehow haven't killed yourself in a car accident, congratulations, you've survived. And
get tied to the murder of like 8 people.
Yeah, you've passed the test of surviving depression. You don't get anything. You just get the knowledge that you had to suffer through this episode like we did. Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh. I'm gonna end this episode on like a fuck you and have a nice day.